Hello, and welcome to episode 3. Episode 4? There's, I don't know.
Episode, 4, I think.
We've lost count, I think. It doesn't matter, actually. We are in hiding. For those of you that are watching the video version, you can tell that we're living life on the lam. We're in lockdown, baby.
Official lockdown. Curfew and all.
We're hiding in this cave. Big, drippy, wet, echoey cave.
Shout out to Rise Kombucha, though.
This podcast is a product of Rise Kombucha. What do I have today? Raspberry and vanilla.
Keeping us safe during these crazy times. This is the hibiscus and rose hips.
That's one of the original OG flavors.
Yes, it is, because this is one of my favorite flavs from Rise Kombucha.
Incredible. So what are we talking about here today in this cave while we are living life on the lam?
What is it that we wanted to talk about today?
Restaurants.
Yes.
And how hungry we are right now.
I'm actually starving. Did you eat breakfast today?
No. But while you were getting these Rise Kombuchas, I took some of that vegan cheese we have over there.
Oh, yeah.
And some of that bread that we have in the corner.
So you basically you snuck and stole some of my lunch.
Yeah.
While I
ate Donnie's lunch.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're talking about today. Lunch. When you're hungry, what do? Do you eat? Or do you hold it in? What if you were hungry and the only place to eat was McDonald's? And all you can get there was French fries. Would you eat there? Well,
the thing is, do you mean like that's all there is to eat because you can't like wait till you get home because you're gonna die? That's how hungry you are. Does it mean like you're forced into a social setting? That's why you're at McDonald's. Like it depends. Let's say the scenario where you're out with somebody at McDonald's because you have to be there with them. You have to accompany them there. You were forced into actually being there and you're expected to eat in front of them.
Yeah, or you're driving on the road because of work and you're going from Montreal to Toronto.
Right.
You've been driving for 5 hours now and you stop on the side of the road. This exit only has a Burger King or a McDonald's. There's nothing vegan there. My question is, do you eat at non-vegan restaurants? Should you eat at non-vegan restaurants? Why do you eat at non-vegan restaurants?
Good question. Now, obviously...
That's my one question for you.
I say in the case of emergencies...
That was one question for you.
I'd say in the case of emergencies, yes, there is nothing wrong with eating at a non-vegan restaurant. Did I not answer that correctly? No, I honestly think like when you... I think when you do need to eat something and you're starving and that's the only option as a vegan, you can eat some French fries that are vegan or you can get a salad from there because, you still have to feed yourself. You have to sustain yourself. And, I'd say it's good to go. But
there you have it. Podcast over.
That's it. Is that what we came to talk about today? Is eating French fries at McDonald's if you're hungry?
Yeah. No, if we should be supporting non-vegan businesses, non-vegan business owners, lining their pockets with cash because, ultimately you go to Harvey's, not sponsored, and you buy a vegan burger, and then they take your money and they buy more meat with it, right, to fill their supply and all that stuff. So it's like there's that aspect that people are like, no, can't support these places. Why would I eat at Harvey's when I can go to local vegan shop number 1 or local vegan shop number 3?
I see what you're saying,
I'd
say like to that, the whole thing is obviously we mainly want to support vegan businesses, of course. We want them to thrive. We want them to, be able to provide amazing food to our vegan community and other communities as well so that they can try it out and see how easy it is to go vegan because there's so many choices when it comes to eating out. And but at the same time, these non-vegan places that are putting out some vegan options for the first time, you know? So let's say we use the example of a Burger King, or we use the example of
Subway has a new sub,
yeah,
I think.
exactly. Well, you know, a lot of the big franchises are now doing it. They're having at least one vegan option. So yeah, it's definitely an issue like KFC, for example.
Yeah.
KFC, which is literally known for exclusively exploiting and abusing and killing billions of chickens.
The word chicken in their name.
Exactly.
Fried chicken. Like it's advertised on their name that they
how they kill the chickens.
That they fry chickens.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, but they did recently this summer come out with a vegan chicken sandwich option and some vegan popcorn chicken, I believe it was. So they did come up with 2 vegan options, and we ended up going there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did try it out.
Yeah, the first day that they actually had it,
and it was sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
we had to hit up like 3 of them to finally find.
Yeah, which I'd say that's an amazing thing, right?
Yeah, it is good, and I like a lot of people say that don't support these places, and it's true. Like some of their points are valid, but at the same time, these places care about money.
Yeah, and
when the numbers come back and they're like, oh, we announced this vegan thing and now we started making way more money than before.
Yeah.
Then that's what we want them to see, you know? That's why I think it is important to go to these places, because when they look at their numbers after, they're like, this vegan option is selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
So stop selling the hotcakes and sell vegan cakes.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
So
yeah, I'd say no. That's always a good sign that when they do introduce the menu, that thing on the menu, that people then go and buy it out, and that's usually what seems to be the case when these big franchises, for a lot of people, they used to eat there before they were vegan, and they used to enjoy those flavors, that food, that branding, or whatever it was.
Or even just going to that place and feeling normal, because when you become vegan, then you can't go to all these places anymore that you used to go to, and then it just feels like all your friends want to go there, and
there's nothing for you there.
There's nothing for you, and now you just feel like an outcast, and then now that these places you can show your friends that it's like really like, yeah, no problem, bro. Where do you want to go? I don't know, man. I'm really down for KFC, but you can't. No, actually, I could eat at KFC. They have vegan chicken. They have popcorn chicken. They have chicken sandwiches.
Exactly.
They have, they're like, what? For real? Yeah, man, you should try it. Well, we'll go and try it.
100%.
You know, 100%, it tastes like the other fucking shit. So,
exactly.
You tell them that, and then you kind of trick them into trying it.
There you go, 100%. No, it's amazing for when you're taking your friends and your family out to eat, or you're out eating with them, and now you can finally say, yeah, here is a vegan option at these places. So what we need to see is all of these places having at least 1, maybe 2 vegan options. A lot of the things that they will do, though, is they'll like make it like a vegetarian option. Like they'll still put the cheese on it or the sauce. So they haven't or the mayo. They haven't grasped yet like that vegans need to have a customized sandwich that's inclusive to everybody, so that every single person
some places you have to like, and no mayo and no this and no cheese, that, and then it becomes really stressful because you're just like, what if they forgot to put it, and
what if they make the mistake? Exactly, 100%. But when it comes to supporting them, it's definitely tough, and I've seen a lot of different opinions online in the vegan community. Like when we posted the vegan KFC, we got a lot of hate, and a lot of people were like, you guys are activists. How could you guys go into that place? How could you guys support that? Now, the whole thing is, like, obviously, our main goal here is not to just have vegan restaurants. Our main goal is to make every restaurant a vegan restaurant. So how do you do that? By having a vegan menu on that restaurant and slowly taking away the non-vegan things. Yeah.
These companies, like, it's not like KFC wants to murder chickens. It's just the easiest way for them to make money. So they're like, fuck it, let's do it. Like that's their mentality.
They're willing to exploit and kill animals for money. But if we show them a way that
they realize that, like, what's the easiest way to make money? Exploit things and exploit people and animals that are weaker than us, because we have the upper hand on them. So if we exploit them, then we get all this for free because we don't have
exactly. Because
I'm stronger than you. I'm higher on the food chain.
So greed and
so when they have that mentality, it's like all they care about is money, right? So it's not like they're like, they wake up in the morning like, let's exploit some chickens today.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm pretty sure that's not what they're thinking.
Yeah,
they're pretty sure they're thinking, okay.
They're not sadistic.
Yeah,
and I don't think
sure they're just
most
like,
people
let's make money today.
Yeah. Most people
round up the chickens. You know?
Yeah. Most people who eat, animal byproducts or who farm animals, I don't think they're necessarily sadistic, sick, demented people.
Unless
I mean, listen.
It's in a Facebook comment section.
Well, no, listen, I'll tell you this, okay? For
Once
sure.
it's in the comment section, everyone becomes sick, demented.
Yeah. Well, 100%, exactly.
They're like,
trolls.
yeah, I like doing it.
They like to do because they're just they're trying to put
you don't like doing nothing.
Yeah, they're just trying to put that up as a defense mechanism.
But what I was just trying to say was that, like, these companies, they just, at the end of the day, they want money. So if you show them that the vegan options are more in demand than their other options, then they're going to be like, okay, guys, we're wasting money by keeping all this stuff in stock. Yeah. So just like, let's stop frying chickens and let's just start frying the veggie burgers and boom. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, 100%. But obviously, the thing is, it won't be as simple as that because the demand is extremely high for the animal products. So what we need to be doing is really just doing our best to raise awareness.
Burning
obviously,
them
down? Huh? What's that? Burning them down. Listen, I'm all for that, but no, I didn't say that. This episode is sponsored by Rise Kombucha. We did not,
and they do not endorse our message.
They do not endorse that message at all.
Sorry, Rise. Every episode we have to be like, guys,
disclaimer.
Rise
did not endorse this.
Don't burn Rise down to the ground if you don't agree with us.
No, but listen, it's a touchy subject, and again, going back to what the vegan community was kind of saying, like, how dare you support them, and they exploit all these animals, and the thing is, the truth is that we need vegans we have to take ourselves out of the equation.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we make it about us, I don't want to support KFC. I hate KFC and every single thing that they stand for. But at the same time, I want to show everyone around us that you can go to KFC and eat a vegan option, which is going to help you on your vegan career and we're going to make you a vegan person for the rest of your life, buying vegan stuff and advocating for that lifestyle, promoting it as well. So we need to use every tool to get more people to go vegan. We need to use every tool to convince more companies to sell vegan products, and we need to just make it mainstream. It's still hidden in the dark, the vegan option. No one knows about it yet, So
then that's why it's important to have these restaurants have vegan thing to like convert people. Mm-hmm. But as like a experienced vegan, would you still eat at these restaurants?
No. Never in my life. Listen, okay, so the truth is this. I think me and you, we spend a lot of time together. We eat a lot of vegan food together. And majority of the time, we're like 95% eating at vegan restaurants. Only in the emergency, we're like, man, okay, we got to go get the vegan option from there because we're starving. Everything's
it's like
closed.
3 a.m. and the only thing left is pizza. And they have a vegan pizza, so we might as well go.
With vegan chorizo and
vegan chorizo and vegan cheese and everything. So it's like, but I hate it so much. I keep telling you, like every month I have like this revelation. I'm like, never again, never going to a non-vegan place again. Just because all the scares that I've ever had, obviously, it's because we go to a restaurant and then it's a non-vegan restaurant and then we're in there and there's just like dead body parts everywhere and you can see it and we're just like, I'm not even hungry anymore, but we're in there and it's just such an awkward experience. And I'm like, can I have the
falafel?
The falafel. So then there's a guy there with his fucking knife and he's like chopping up body parts and then he's like, no problem. And he just puts down his knives and grabs the falafels. I'm like, oh!
Exactly. It's the worst.
He throws a plate of like chopped up chickens right next to my falafel, and then the plates touch, and then there's like a moment of interaction, and I'm like, what's going on here? Did you wash everything? But it's like, doesn't matter if they washed it. There's like, it's right there. I see it. It's disgusting. I don't want no part of that. But remember, and then there's that time, like there's multiple times where it's like, you order something, and then they give you the animal thing instead.
By accident.
And then you're like,
I think that
now you're faced with the moral dilemma of, okay, do I give this to someone? I can't give this to someone. I can't let it go to waste though. I can't.
Oh, I'm throwing that.
I can't throw it in the trash.
I'm throwing it in the trash.
This animal died just to be in the trash.
Yeah,
like, there's all these thoughts that run in your mind, and it's like a really hard situation to be in, and that's why I don't want to be. I
never want to be in a situation.
That's why I'd rather just not eat at these restaurants.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that, like, that fear of, like, you go into the place and you're just like, make sure there's no mayo, make sure there's no cheese, make sure there's no, and then you're like panicking, and then you saw the guy, he didn't change his gloves when he was making someone's burrito, and he put full of cheese in it. Then he started making your burrito, and you're like,
it's like you have a little tear in your eye.
Yeah, it's just like, there's just these thoughts that I'm so sick of having, and at this point in our lives and in our vegan hood, that we don't need to deal with it anymore. 100%. We can just not go to these places.
There's so many vegan restaurants and options everywhere
so
now. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's 3 a.m. You can't eat anything. Doesn't matter. Just go to sleep. Wake up. Either way, we're locked down now. We can't even leave our houses after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So now we're stuck in this dungeon forever.
Yeah.
So there's like.
But I feel you. But like I said, we have to find the fine line. So like now, for example, you're saying that all these restaurants out here, like the Amirs and the Bustans, which are like Lebanese type food, right? They always just had the falafel option. That was it. That was the vegan option, or some veggies or whatever.
Yeah,
but in terms of like a pita, but now they're all coming in with their plant-based meats. They're plant-based meats, which are substituting, the animal product meats, and they're making the same sandwiches, So it's a new thing. Now, we want to support it because we want everybody that anytime they're hungry to realize that, hey, if I'm going to eat out, if I'm going to make something, it is super easy for us to just use plant-based foods. They never need to ever think that, oh yeah, no, this time I want to eat an animal that was abused and killed. No, every single time you should make that choice to eat the more compassionate option, the more sustainable option, the healthier option, and the one that benefits everybody in the equation, So making that connection is so hard as is, but showing people that, hey, it's available here, it's available there, it's available here.
Yeah.
What's your excuse now type of thing. It makes people more accountable, and it makes it just more, like possible for people to do, I guess.
Yeah. So but we established that it's important for new people. It's important to get the world on the transition, but
for us personally, we hate it. We don't want to.
Yeah, still,
but it has a good benefit, It has a good benefit, and it's hard for us because we hate it. Like it hurts us to the core to go inside these places or to order from them.
Yeah, and you smell the smell, and it's just
it hurts us to the core.
Yeah, everything about it. It's just, ooh. And I don't know. It just bothers you. Like when you start thinking about it, these people have dead body parts in their fridges, in their freezers,
in their little containers,
Yeah.
Like when we
in the glass display, it's just everywhere, like rotating behind them.
Yeah, like the burrito place when we get the burritos and they lift up the top of the container and then you're like,
last time, I remember,
dead animal there, and then they have possible meat grounds right next to it. And you're like, fuck, it's so close, No,
but last time, remember we asked for the Beyond Meat.
Yeah,
and they lifted the container from the Beyond Meat and put that lid on the normal like beef or whatever thing. They put it there, and then I was like, I was just like, do you think that they obviously just do that, right?
They
like
just switch the top.
They just keep switching
containers.
the top. So like, what happens if a piece gets stuck on the top? It gets stuck on the lid, and then he transfers it over there, and then it falls into the Beyond Meat, and then they all look the same, and they all taste the same anyway. So now it's just like, it's just in there. And
then there's, even besides that, there's like, for example, a lot of these places that serve you vegan burgers now, they share the same grill.
Yeah.
That's like a whole other thing. It's like, it's not even now, is it close and it's touching? For example, so here in A&W in Canada, A&W Canada has a Beyond Meat at their place, fast food restaurant, and they have all their other meat products frying on the same grill. Now you have to get your Beyond Meat fried on the same grill. It's literally touching it. So the few times that I've eaten there, because I could probably count it on, 2 hands, the amount of times I've eaten there in an emergency in the last 2 years. But every single time I'm very adamant that I'm like, hey, can you please clean the grill? Make up every excuse in the world. Like, please clean it. Like, I can't touch anything that was on it before I need to clean grill.
Yeah, just tell people that you're deathly allergic.
Exactly.
Like I'll die. I'll die on the spot.
Oh, allergies is always key. Like, I'm allergic to dairy, I'm allergic to eggs, I'm allergic to meat, I'm allergic to seafood. Because they're like,
are you vegan by choice or it's because you're allergic?
Because then if you're vegan by choice, they're going to throw some stuff in there.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, you're just vegan by choice, whatever. I'm not going to clean the grill. But you're like, no, I'll literally die. I'll combust into flames in front of you.
Combust into flames.
You know? So, but yeah, I just, like we've probably, like it's hard to believe, but we've probably eaten some stuff in our whole vegan career because of
by accident. Yeah, some dairy stuff. Yeah, definitely never any meat. I've never eaten any meat or seafood by accident or eggs.
Well, actually, strangely enough, I had
maybe some honey have I had honey by accident?
I have a story. I don't know if I ever told you, but I went to a place. It was a Korean restaurant, and they had this Korean pancakes. The first time I went there, I asked the lady, the waitress, do you have any like vegan options?
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, this Korean pancake, it's vegan, you know? I'm like, oh, okay. So she brings it to me. I eat it. It's beautiful. It was delicious. It's with kimchi and the kimchi is not made with fish oil. Like she told me, you know? So I was like, okay, cool. I go back there with my friends and I'm like, oh yeah, they have this vegan Korean pancake. It was delicious. I order the Korean pancake. It comes to me, I take a bite, and then I had this like weird tingling sensation in my mouth, and my eyes became like really wide, like I can't explain it. Like it was like, I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, what is this, you know? And then I just take it out of my mouth, and there was meat on it, and I was like, oh
my God.
And I literally I almost threw up, and I didn't like chew it or swallow it. I just took a bite, and as soon as it touched my tongue, I was like, whoa.
That's so funny. The exact same story I was about to say before.
I was like, whoa, what the? No. And then I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? I thought this was vegan. And then they're like, no, it comes with beef in it. And I'm like, what? I know, or whatever. It was, whatever. It comes with meat in it. And I was like, last time I said vegan options, and then they're like, oh yeah, you can make it vegan. I'm like, so the lady didn't tell me that it was a customized thing that I had to do. Yeah. She just like, oh yeah, no problem. And then she went to the kitchen and told them, don't put the meat.
So the miscommunication happened.
So then when I went back, I thought it was like never had meat in it to begin with.
Oh, okay, I see.
And so I ordered it, and then it comes, and I'm like, oh. And then now again, we're stuck in that situation. Like, what do we do with this now? Like I took a bite out of the thing, so they can't like. They're gonna throw it out, you know.
Yeah.
So, but my friend that I was with wasn't vegan, so he's like, I'll just eat this. And
you order something. You ordered the vegan.
Well, actually, because we both ordered something vegan.
Yeah.
But in the end, I just ate his
vegan options. So you brought a guy to eat vegan food, and you end up giving him
and I ate his.
Good job.
Total fail. But then obviously I complained to them, and like I was like, whoa, what the, you know, like.
Did he end up going vegan in the end?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's vegan now.
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
It's been a while actually since I spoke to him, but I'm pretty sure he's
okay. So that worked out well.
But then they did make me another kimchi pancake. You know, I ate both. I ate his vegan option, and I ate the pancake that they remade for me.
It's funny. I had a very similar story to that. Oh, you said what? Wait, say that again?
No, I just said they remade it for me, and so I ate both of the things after. I ate his vegan plate, and then
I know how you do.
You know how I be.
Yeah, I know how you do.
But you know, it's like a traumatizing story. Traumatizing.
Traumatizing. That's the correct
word. Story.
Yeah, I had a very similar traumatizing story as well. Similar to that, it was early in my vegan career, probably like 6 months in, and Simple ordered 2 falafels and garlic potatoes, and I was so hungry, and it took them an hour to come like beyond the time they normally come. So normally it's within 30 minutes. They ended up coming in an hour and a half. So I was so hungry at this point, and they took so long. I finally get it. I take a bite into the sandwich. I swear to God, within a millisecond, I knew that flesh had entered into my mouth from that, and I spat it out onto the table, like spat it out instantly. I looked, there it was. They put some chicken in my sandwich. They gave me a chicken sandwich instead of one of the falafels. So it was very traumatizing as well. And the only actually time that I've had that problem before. Mm-hmm. I ate that chicken once by accident. It was a bite, and I spat it out. And then one time I was in the Cayman Islands, and I was at this place that was like vegetarian, vegan. And I customized the sandwich to make it vegan, but they ended up putting it with cheese. By the time it came, I thought it was like vegan cheese. I didn't even realize, but I'm like, it's so melty. That's weird. But I took a bite, same thing, instantly felt the dairy into my mouth in half a second, spat it out. And those are like my two close encounters.
Yeah.
But I've never ingested, I've never swallowed. I'm very thankful to that I've never swallowed any animal products since the day I went vegan.
The other, like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, man, when I had my brother brought me like, he brought me some vegan stuff from a monastery because they, like, for religious purposes, they fast. And then they fast, like, they don't eat any animal products for religious purposes. But they just eat like that all the time now. Like, it's not just for the 40 days of whatever. They just, like, literally, they're just, like, always vegan now. Yeah. Or so they thought, because he brings me back this, it says on it, soy-based cheese. And it's vegan cheese. And they told him that it was vegan, and the vegan cake and some vegan cookies and everything was vegan. Okay. So I'm eating the cake. It was good. I'm eating the cookies is good. And now I'm just taking slices of this cheese and I'm eating it. I'm like, what kind of? I'm like, how did they master the art of cheese? In this monastery, I'm like, it's like really like it's the best vegan cheese I've ever had. Like, it's like really when you're comparing it, you know. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I read the package and it's saying, I read the ingredients and then I see one of the ingredients, casein, and I'm like, they don't even know.
Oh boy! So you ingested some casein by accident?
Yeah, and I was so angry, like
because you knew something was wrong when you were eating it.
When I was eating, I'm like, there's no way. This texture is like really like it was bringing me back. You know? I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, but it says soy, so you thought.
Yeah, so it's made of like that's the weirdest thing. It's just like, it's all these vegan ingredients that you usually see in vegan cheese. Yeah, but put casein in there too, whatever that is. Why? It's like, how do you?
Why do they always sneak in
but it's not
milk and eggs into everything?
I honestly think that like they just honestly I'm trying to piece it together because I'm like, if you guys for your religious purposes have been eating this, it's not like you're not even fasting. Like exactly. It's not a loophole. It's protein derived from milk, so you can't like.
You have to check, man. Like that's another.
And I checked and I was like, wow, man, it's like again because it was they're not vegans, these people. So they don't like, they're not as rigorous as us. You know, it's like when it's someone that's not vegan making it, they're like, hydrogen dioxide, titanium hydroxide, casein, whatever that is. None of these sound like animal products.
Right, exactly.
But it's like, they are like the casein is. So
derivatives,
when you're not a vegan and that's what I'm trying to say about this whole thing. It's like, I just rather not, you know, because for example, if I go to any vegan restaurant, they're all vegan. Yeah,
or grocery store, which would make it even easier too, right?
No, but if I go to a vegan restaurant and I order the vegan hamburger, whatever, okay, and they mess up my order with the guy behind me, they give me his order and I go home and I open it and I take a bite and I'm like, oh no, they actually gave me the vegan grilled cheese. Yeah. But it's still vegan.
Exactly. Your worst case scenario is they mistake some vegan
whatever.
food for
Instead of
other
eating
I think you nailed
burger
it.
now, I'm eating a grilled cheese sandwich.
You nailed it.
Whatever.
You nailed it
still
with that
vegan
right
because
there.
it was from the vegan restaurant, so I have nothing to worry about.
100%.
But you go home, you order you go to A&W, you order a Beyond Meat burger. Yeah. It's so realistic. Like, you go home, they gave you some other guy's order. You take a bite, you're like, oh yeah, this Beyond Meat burger, it's awesome. And you're just eating it.
You're eating it. No, not.
And you don't even realize that they made a mistake on your thing. And it's just, or you realize, because you're like, wait a second. I never put pickles in my thing. And then
that's what made you realize not even the difference of taste.
Yeah, because it's like so similar now.
Some people who are new to veganism, they might not realize that a Beyond Meat burger and a regular burger kind of taste the same. Yeah. And not figure out what they're eating.
But that's what I'm saying though, like you don't have to worry about it and that's why I would just rather
I agree.
Not.
I agree. I think we both have the same opinion there. We would love to never ever support non-vegan restaurants, businesses, brands. We just want to put money into our own community. We want to eat somewhere where we feel safe, that we're not worried about cross-contamination or where the money's going. So here, I have a new question for you, though. This is actually on the topic of that. It's pretty interesting. It just came to my head. A lot of vegan restaurants
so I was about to say,
are owned by non-vegans.
Yeah.
And what's your opinion on that one?
Those bastards.
They're cashing in big on the vegan movement, on vegan food.
Yeah,
it's amazing what they're doing by putting vegan food accessible to
they're giving
people,
more options.
and they're spreading veganism. But
then they're taking
aren't
your vegan money and doing God knows what with it. Those bastards.
Well, I'll tell you what a lot of them are doing is a lot of vegan restaurant owners are also non-vegan restaurant owners. So even worse, they're taking the money they make from the vegan restaurant and then they're redistributing that into their non-vegan restaurants.
Yeah, it's like, we're having a slow month at my chicken joint.
Yeah, exactly.
So I need to,
sell these vegan burgers.
Yeah, take some of the profits from the vegan burgers to cut the equalize the losses from there. Yeah,
exactly. So that's a tough one. And here, personally, I know a lot of the vegan restaurants aren't owned by vegans. You know?
So it's I guess we're grateful that it's weird because they're literally oh, this is a vegan movement. A lot of people are vegan now. Let's make money off of them.
Right, the classic. It's what it is.
Let's exploit these vegan people.
Yeah, exactly. And even a lot of these companies, like these companies who sell meat products or animal products, they also sell the vegan meat now. Yeah, because they want to cash in, and they see that's where the trends are going.
Or those morons with the 50-50.
I don't even want to talk about those. For those who've never seen those before, here in Canada, we were seeing billboards now for products that were half plant-based and half animal-based, and it was the biggest marketing scam ever to make people feel more sustainable, more healthy, better for the animal. Wait a second, how can it be better for the animal?
It's not 100% animal now. If you want to cut down on your meat, this is the best way. Buy our half thing. It's
the 50-50 burger. They literally have 50-50 patties that were half animal,
which is funny because
plants.
I'm pretty sure that their 100% burgers are half plants also, with all the spices and
they just change the package
and the fillers that they put. They're just
the marketing.
They're like, okay, guys, we were lying this whole time about 100% grass-fed, whatever. Yeah. Let's just. People like plant-based stuff, so let's just put on the marketing. Let's just admit the truth. It's only half.
It's only half plant-based, exactly.
And then now they're selling their stuff, and it's just
these companies, man.
It's horrible.
They drive me nuts, and it's crazy.
And I almost a few times by accident bought those because the packaging is so vegan looking.
Yeah, they make it green.
They make it green, and it just looks it just looks so hipster. The packaging, I can't explain it.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Just the hipster look, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, nice. Okay, this is because I went there, and then because they sell a lot of these vegan burgers now, like Impossible or Beyond Meat or Light Life or whatever. They sell them in the meat section, so you have to first of all.
Let's talk about that experience too, right? So
That's
many things to talk about today.
And a half, man. I'm running in there. I'm straight to the thing. You can see the green. They have a green little separation that's sticking out. I see it. I'm closing my eyes, running straight through it. I just grab something and I get out of there. And then
it's like a horror film. Going into the grocery store when you see, especially. The meat area and the seafood, where those are dead animals. To me, it's so disgusting. Being around the cheese and the milk, that makes me sick too, because we know
because you know what's going on.
But when
you literally see the dead fish sprawled out on the ice,
or
and you see their eyes they're just staring right at you.
Jesus, sick.
And you're like, whoa! They're still intact, because one thing that the meat industry does is when they chop up the animals, and then it just doesn't look like an animal anymore, because it just looks like a thing.
They try and hide it. Yeah, they try and disguise it.
Yeah, because it doesn't. Because they take off the skin, they take off this, they take off that. They dye it so it's a different color. They do this and that and that, and now it just looks like a thing at the grocery store that's wrapped up, but it's a dead body still.
Exactly.
But when it still looks like a dead chicken.
That's the worst. Yeah.
It still looks like a chicken. It's there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The body, and fish,
or their legs,
they're just dead,
their legs, their wings, their
things that are so that's more when you see just
traumatizing.
Yeah, you see the fish, he's just dead, staring right into your soul, and you're it's scarring, it's scarring. And then the worst. When they have
can't do it, to be honest.
The lobsters that are they're alive still.
So sad.
And they're just stuck in the thing with their
people don't understand what it is they're supporting with this when they're eating lobsters, boiling
it's crazy,
a living
man.
being alive, and they're like, oh, so delicious and fresh. No, it's not. You piece of shit. You just
it's crazy,
boil that animal alive. Would you like to be boiled alive? No,
the lobster thing, man. I remember being young and I remember I was a young boy, and then
a young lad.
a young lad, and they got like they bought lobsters alive, my family, and then they start boiling the lobster alive, and they're telling me, "Oh, you hear that sound? That's actually the sound of them screaming." Like, oh, fun fact, that's the sound of the lobster being killed alive, boiled alive, and he's screaming because he's in pain. Did you know that?
Yeah, why is that a good thing to promote or tell people? You're supposed to be like, yeah.
Like when I remember hearing that as a young boy and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's sadistic.
What's wrong with you?
You guys are torturing the poor thing.
Like, you literally know, you're like, yeah, that's the sound of him screaming because we're boiling him alive. Isn't that fun?
With a smile on their face.
Isn't that fun, little boy? I'm like, you sick fuck. What the hell, man? It's like, how's that a fun, like, fun fact of the day. We're torturing all these animals and we know it. And you're going to like it, you know? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, what kind of world?
It's sick and demented. It is. And it's so normalized. It is so normalized. That it's so normalized that people, the thing is, though, where the real brainwashing comes in, this is what we have to talk about for sure, is, this animal was killed humanely, you know? They grew up on an organic family farm. You know, we were raised ethically.
His name was Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly. So what did you say goodbye to Jimmy before you sent him to get his head chopped off? Like, you know, it's even sicker when you know, farmers will claim they love their animals. Oh, we love our animals.
We treat them just like our own. We take them back into the barn and we slaughter them.
It's like, wait, you don't do that to your own family.
You treat them like your own? What? We're not related, are we? Please tell me we're not related.
Yeah. We treat our animals like family. Well, I don't want to be in your family.
Police, we got a mass murderer over here. Not only all the animals that he's killed, but he probably has some
brothers and cousins.
He probably has some missing family that you probably need to look in the barn, in the cellar. Well, go down all to the cellar. I keep my brothers and sisters down there.
Oh, gosh.
I do miss Tommy. Tommy was a good boy.
It is a crazy disconnection on these farms, these farm workers. You know, they know what they're doing is wrong because they feel it. Every person has compassion in their heart somewhere, you know, like they have love and they love their families or whatever it is, you know. But when they see that dollar sign and they know that they need that for money, same as slaughterhouse workers, you know, I don't think slaughterhouse workers want to be, you know, like stabbing animals in the throat or to be putting them down the electrocution or to be gassed. Like, I don't think they want that, but they've been taught that it's normal and they need it as a job to make money. So the whole system is where it really needs to be revamped and recreated to sustainable farming because, you know, pandemics don't start from tofu.
And then when you have the...
tofu doesn't scream, you know, like...
And then when you have the... for those, like... slaughterhouse workers, and then you have the vegan protesters come, the activists, they come and protest, and then they're like in their work environment, they're like, oh, those assholes are back to steal our jobs from us, and like whatever they talk about amongst them to just like villainize us. Like those vegans, the bad guys.
Yeah, they think we're the bad. They think we're the bad guys, exactly, because we're here to raise awareness about what's happening inside these slaughterhouses and these farms and stuff. But it's why it's such a tough topic when it comes to veganism and how can we get to make people stop exploiting animals and businesses. But it's so cheap for them to do and it's so profitable. And it all fits into the system of people eating these products that can make them sick and the pharmaceuticals and the healthcare system. There's so much to take into consideration. And there's so many reasons why these big corporations benefit off of these food systems and people being sick. And we know it's a big, crazy industry that we're fighting against. But a lot has definitely changed. For me, you know, I've only had my awakening about 3.5 years ago. So what I've witnessed in these last 3.5 years, and I'm sure what you've witnessed in these last 5 years, has been crazy amounts of improvement when it comes to plant-based foods that are now available, restaurants, products, and just exposure. And things are changing slowly but surely, just unfortunately not fast enough for the victims, you know? So yeah.
I zoned out while you were talking. You were talking way too fast.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Completely zoned you out. I was just like,
hopefully our listeners were tuning in, but
I don't think so. You have a very zoning out voice. When you start talking, you're just like,
if you
shut
guys,
up already.
If you guys
What's
are,
this guy even talking about?
if you guys were listening to that last rant,
No one was listening.
please drop a comment. Let little Veg know that.
Please explain me what he said, because sometimes when he talks,
I told you guys when we're here together, not on air, and I lose him a lot while I'm talking and I'm going off on a
yeah,
rant.
because you have a very like zoning out voice.
Yeah.
Just like I hear your voice, I'm like,
But this is the first time, guys, that
This
he's
guy.
actually zoned out live during the podcast.
During the podcast, I'm like,
So,
what is he talking about?
We
right
made
now?
it to 4 episodes.
We made it this far, and even though we're locked down and we can't film podcasts anymore because we're stuck and avoiding the police. They're back. Oh shit. Okay. This has been episode 4, I think,
4.
of the Vegan as Fuck podcast.
Peace out, guys. We gotta run.
They're banging at the door. This podcast is brought to you part by Rise Kombucha and see you.